really. Hey,
Who
welcome
did
back
the Reapers
everybody
beat
to
for the
another
four
night
playoffs?
of playoffs here. Where we're here in the fourth matchup of the night, where we got Grandmasters facing off against Reapers. Not sure if Merely's alive or if he can hear me.
Yeah,
Uh,
sorry about that. Technical difficulties. We are back though.
there we go. I was not ready for that. That's
I-
okay. We're back now. Wouldn't be the Nemesis script if we didn't have a scuffed moment or two. But things are under order now.
I was wondering why I couldn't hear you guys, but then I realized my input gained sentience and managed to change itself, so I couldn't hear anything. That was beautiful.
It is all good.
Regardless, welcome back, everybody. We are back with the third matchup of the night. We've had two very nice matchups so far. Orbit barely beating Ascension, and it was a 4-2, but in my opinion, at least, it was a close series. Most of the games were one goal. And then in the one we just had, the Drakes barely edged out the win in Game 7 over Dissolved. Two fantastic series so far, and I expect things to keep going that way as we've got the Reapers going up against the Grandmasters here, and Bagels. This is your team here, and
It
they've been
is.
looking pretty hot so far. You think they're gonna continue that run?
They've had moments of brilliance, but they've also had moments of collapse. And as we take a look at the bracket and the predictions here, most people have. I think it's about 80% of the people have the matchup going Reaper's way over the Grandmasters here. And at the same time, on the side of Grandmasters, they've been kind of a topsy turvy team as well. And I believe that we haven't seen the peak of that team. And if they play at peak performance tonight, could give Reapers a lot of trouble. But at the same time, if Reapers play really well tonight, I don't think Grandmasters have a chance. So I think it's all going to be about consistency in this matchup. And there's a few things going on in the bracket here. So if Reapers win, they actually go down to play Venganza. But if Grandmasters win, that means they end up going up against the one seed in Blizzard. So either way, both these teams are going to have a tough matchup after on.
Yeah, whoever wins this, I mean, this is a tough series for both teams, but it's only going to get even more difficult from here on out with Blizzard and Venganza sitting there at the 1 and 2 seed, waiting in anticipation to see who they're going to face. And it really could go either way, but we've got to get through this series first before we're worried about the semis and the finals. And with this one, well, like you said, it could go either way. Do you have a prediction for me though here, Bagels?
I think the little bit of bias coming out, but also I do think they will win. I think the Reapers are going to take this in 6, so I got them 4-2. But that being said, Grandmasters could easily show up as well, but just off the kickoff, Reapers starting early.
And already 7 seconds go by. The Reaper's gonna rack up at least one goal here off the kickoff, taking advantage of the Grandmasters not able to get back into Coronation. And that's a great start from the Reapers. We know that they have a highly aggressive play style. But one thing to note, actually, it doesn't look like Snaq is actually playing this one, and he's a key member of your roster.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, Zin has been in these playoffs before countless times. He's been to grand finals numerous times, so the team and myself are pretty confident with him being in. And he's just a solid play overall. He doesn't have the mechanics, he doesn't have the flash of Snaq, but he has the speed, the demos, and just the overall consistency to get the job done. But nobody in position here, and the Grandmasters, primarily Mitch, take this one home to tie it up.
And that's a great answer back from the Grandmasters. You could see there, Ghost got up so fast, just directly at a standstill, but he's able to beat out the second man back, and the follow-up shot is just as good as the challenge was. Grandmasters keeping themselves in this one. And for now, we are starting to see why these two are playoff teams. Already bringing out some very nice plays. This one's going to pop to the side. Arrow backwards, but might try to follow it. Instead,
Oh
Zin
my
will
god.
go, and a little bit of a triple commit from the Reapers. There's one thing. This is an incredible roster, and they're able to make some insane plays happen, but sometimes it does seem like the Reapers get caught up in the thrill of it and go for some plays that maybe they would be better off not going for.
Yeah, and this is probably the one flaw of the team because the defense is good, the offense is good, but in between on the transitions, primarily Arrow is most likely the issue to this, but there's just so many double commits, and that was the first triple commit I've seen in quite a while, but I mean, they just got to work on the chemistry, and I think they've been trying to work on that for a long time, but still in a high playoff matchup, the tensions are high, but Zin, the sub, coming in hot with a top shelf shot.
And chemistry might be one key ingredient, but another is precise shooting.
Oof.
And Zin, with the speed to beat out the defender and get a fast shot on target, will give Reapers the 2-1 advantage. And another nice follow-up reply from the Reapers, as they're not going to be interested going down the series. Might get another opportunity. Arrow can't quite find the power on that shot. And Zin will look for the pass across, but Insanity playing it a bit safe. Won't be in position to receive that one. Now the pre-jump from Insanity won't be able to connect. Luckily, Arrow is on the back board and will be able to get the clear, sending this one middle. Zin sending it middle once again. Insanity should have the beat here. He has one beat, but can he get the read? He almost finds it. It was so difficult, and with little boost, not easy to play to make by any means. Reaper's aggression still continuing. You can see it's a nightmare to be on the back foot against these guys, never knowing what they're going to cook up next. And this time it's just going to be a basic shot off the wall, but the power is good, and Arrow putting the Reapers up 3-1.
Yeah, and Twan, he needed to make a smarter push right there because as last man, there wasn't anybody back, and he beat out the offender there in the Reapers, but he kind of just gave possession away right away. And even though the Reapers have been trying to get these infield pass plays, it hasn't really been working, but we'll take a free goal right there, coming out from just the relentless pressure, and eventually they were waiting for a mistake and they got one.
Absolutely, and the infield pass plays haven't been working out, but the shots have been good from the Reapers. They are good at the pass plays, but they're also good at just creating opportunities where they can score. Arrow with one here
No
now.
way.
He gets it on target, and this man is just playing free play right now.
You know, sometimes you just watch a player go up and you know when they're going to hit a shot. That was not one of those moments. It did not look convincing at all. It didn't look like he was going to get it, but he used just enough boost, just enough air roll to curve that one in, and he beautifully put that one top left.
Yeah, the director cam had me spectating from across the pitch, so I kind of had to put on the monocle to see if that one was even close to going in, and as soon as I saw Arrow underneath that one, I didn't think it could be scored, but in that moment, I knew it was going in their net, and now the Reapers with a nice 4-1 advantage. Just have to hold on to this, and game one is surely secured for them. Minute 45 for the Grandmasters to try to find something here. If not a win, at least a little bit of momentum. Try and break down this Reapers offense. Mitch gonna look for a touch middle here. Gets dunked out by Arrow. It's still middle though, and Twan with a nice beat. That one is on target. Zin with patient defense. Won't allow it to go in though. Here comes Mitch once again. Realizes he can't be out the defender. And the Grandmasters walk away with, yet again, nothing on that attack. This one might be more fruitful. Ghost looks for the read. Can't quite find it. But once again, the Reapers escape unscathed.
Yeah, and that was a shot they needed to hit at this point. A minute left, down by 3. That's a big turning point here in this game one, as Grandmasters, they started out being tied up 1-1 with 30 seconds, but since then the Reapers have been kind of running away with the possession game. They're not necessarily being outshot by a lot, but here's Mitch trying to put one in, start some momentum, but they really needed to hit that shot to start anything going their way, because 3 goals, a minute left, and the Reapers back on the offensive half. It's not looking good.
And it does look like now the Reapers have a good handle, shouldn't be losing the game from this position. But the Grandmasters, they've had their chances. The scoreline might not reflect it, but they've already had 6 shots to their name. They've only managed to score 1 though, and definitely a little bit of accuracy lacking there from them. Something that, if they can fix though, definitely put them back in this series as another shot goes on net. Reapers just trying to get one more for the road, and Insanity will put it in. It's been secured for a little bit, but now the Reapers make sure that they're walking away with game 1 victory.
Yeah, I mean, it is garbage goal time, but again, another double commit, another mistake coming out from the Grandmasters defense, and really, besides the kickoff goal, which I guess you can kind of call that skill, and the crazy arrow triple touch off of the ceiling. All of these goals are kind of resulting off of Grandmaster's mistakes, and in the Titan level, in this league, you make a mistake, you will get scored on. And the Grandmasters, they only made 3 big mistakes, but every time they made that big mistake, the Reapers capitalized. The touch in the corner from Tuan, the double commit there at the end, and one of the second goals, there was just an overcommit in the corner, second or third goal. And it's just those micro mistakes every time you're at the Titan level. It's just a lapse in rotation for a half a second, and you will get scored on. But at the same time, we saw that from Reapers too. There was a few times where they got caught out on defense, but Grandmasters, they missed a shot. They hit the first goal to tie it up, but I could easily see a few mistakes going the Grandmasters' way in game 2 here if they stay somewhat consistent.
Yeah, the Reapers, as good of a performance they had, there were some holes in the defense there that I noticed, mostly resulting from their overcommits. But like you said, the Grandmasters just weren't able to capitalize on the other end of things, whereas the Reapers, when they were on offense, just didn't miss when they had those shot opportunities. And now might already be an opportunity for the Grandmasters off the kickoff. Not quite able to get shot on target that time. Ghost looking for another touch. Can't quite find it. Now 2 defenders jump from the Grandmasters. This one's going to bounce awkwardly, but Ghost realizes he can beat the last man. Goes quickly. That is good. Arrow now trying to hit off to the side, but won't be able to find his teammate. And Grandmaster's back on the attack. That's an awkward ball. Xin can get the save once, and he does get the second one. That ball was kind of hit directly at him, but still good reaction time to be able to keep that one out of the net. And the Reapers keeping an even 0-0 scoreline, and might be even looking to get the advantage. No play amounting from that.
But that was just another situation where they should have been scored on, and you have to think, I mean, not you have to think, you have to know that the teams later on in this playoff bracket are not going to be so willing to not hit their shots. I mean, Tuan, he had Xin on the back foot so heavily right there, and not only did Xin make a poor touch, but he gave him enough time to get back to his own poor touch and make another poor save, and they still didn't score. So Grandmasters, they're just not capitalizing, and Reapers, they don't even have a shot yet, so they're on the defense and they still can't get anything going.
And yeah, they haven't even been able to get out of their own half yet. This is the first time that they have, and now we'll get to see the Reapers offense in this game too. But I'd have to agree, Grandmasters are going to be wanting that opportunity back, especially if this ends up becoming a 1-goal game, or even a game where they could have won in regulation. You can't afford to let opportunities like that pass up, especially when you're at this level. And they'll know that better than anyone. Now coming here, trying to get that opportunity back. A little bit of a misjump off the wall there. And the Grandmasters, once again, can't find the net. As 2 players jump from the Reapers. And Sandy looking to continue this one. Tried to get the air dribble off of the pre-flip, but wasn't quite able to find the touch. And now this ball in the midfield, barely beat out by Xin. The Reapers continue to go, but remaining scoreless here in the second game. Much better sign for the Grandmasters that, you know, it seems like they haven't really allowed the Reapers to start developing that offensive stride and really ramp up, and it seems to be working out much better for them so far.
Yeah, and the Grandmasters are playing a good midfield game, but at the same time, both of these offenses are kind of just smacking the ball away from each other, and we can see that in the shot totals. I mean, maybe one here, but not registered quite, and it was off target. But Reaper's sitting at 1 shot, Grandmasters at 2, so a lot of the possession games just being tossed away. Finally, the net somewhat open, but Xin opting to try and keep possession of the corner, but ends up just smacking into the Grandmasters defender right there. But realistically, even the Reapers here, they're not trying to find each other on the transition game down the field. They are just hitting the ball down, and maybe that's credit to Grandmasters playing well, but also Reapers can fall into this way of trying to work out of defense individually, and a lot of times at Titan League, it is not going to get the job done. So somebody's going to have to get an infield passing play, a big boomer clear it down to a cherry picker or something here, because we got a minute left and nothing of substance has been put on.
Yeah, I'm forced to agree. I mean, in the Titan level, maybe in lower leagues it can work, but in the Titan level, you need more than just offensive pass plays. You need to be able to find each other in the midfield and on defense and find that coordination to avoid giving the other team the opportunity to build on that pressure. And like you said, neither team really able to do that so far in this game too, at least. Still scoreless with a minute left. And just very well may be the first team that scores manages to get the win. That one's gonna go close, not quite on target. Zin narrowly missed that shot. It was a difficult angle. But now on the counterattack, Grandmasters might have an opportunity. That one's going to go off the post, and the shot is free. Tuan putting that one in, and now the Grandmasters finally take a lead.
Yeah, that's a great flick from Mish to get it downfield, but Zin, he rushes the touch, and my thing I hate talking about so much is when you smack it off the sidewall, because smacking it off the sidewall at any level is not a good idea, especially even if your teammates are close, they're going to have to rush in to try and make a touch. And you just need to take some more time, because Mitch, after he flicked the ball, he wasn't in any position to follow that touch really, and he gave it straight back to him. Now the Reapers are going to be playing from behind with 30 seconds left.
And they'll have to make something happen fast if they want to try to take this game too and build on their lead in the series. But Tuan not interested in making that happen. Almost finds the goal. Will be kept out for now. Only a couple of more offensive opportunities. Arrow tries to get this one clear, but Ghost, the good 50 in the midfield, and the shot follow-up perhaps actually fakes out the defender. Tuan just causing awkwardness on the goal line. Grandmasters trying to secure this, playing the time game, playing it slowly, but that's not the best touch. And now the Reapers should have one more opportunity. Well, you know, I still think they did have that opportunity, but unfortunately won't be able to make anything of it.
I mean, that's such a... Any time with 0 seconds left, it's hard to come up with the precision pass right there. And you could play the safe touch and try and lob it over to... I think Arrow was waiting on the left side there. You can try and lob it up to him, but it just gives the defense more time. So he was trying to get a little pop touch, a little pop line drive over to him, and ended up touching the ground. But again, this is what I was saying. The Reapers fell into their mistakes here in game 2, and Grandmasters capitalized. Grandmasters didn't play their game. They didn't have any offensive pressure at all, really. But again, Reapers, they weren't utilizing each other. It was just hitting the ball down the field. They weren't passing to each other. And the few times they did, they fell into the Grandmasters hole, which was they were missing their shots. There was 2 opportunities they could have scored on. And now Reapers were really gifted a second game win right there after Grandmasters didn't score off that Zin misplay. And they missed 2-3 shots, and Grandmasters, they walk away with the steal right there, and they'll be taking it.
That definitely did feel like a stolen game, especially with that crossbar hit from the Reapers. They had 4 shots, but that's the only one I can even really remember, and it wasn't a huge play, just an attempted capitalization off the Grandmasters' mistakes. We do know what the Reapers are capable of, though, and surely we have some more antics in store as this one. The little bit of a fake there from Arrow, and Sin places that ball perfectly.
And this is what I love. I mean, especially the higher up you go, the more likely you're expecting an opposing player to make a read. But when you're playing at this high MMR and people are flying in so fast, you're absolutely expecting a 2K player like Arrow to make that read. But the fakes can be so deadly, and I guarantee that was communicated in Zin. He buried that one top right, but now Zin actually passes it back to the middle, and he gets bailed out by Insanity.
He must have learned from the best, the Bagels calling the miss.
Oh,
after
absolutely.
He actually missed them.
No. You should just talk to Goff. Goff knows about my fakes.
Okay, yeah, I will. I want to hear these stories.
Anyways.
Either way, the Reapers will find their way into 1 goal in this game 3, but still plenty of Rocket League to be played. Grandmasters have to try to step up their offense. Even though they did win the last game, it really wasn't due to any outstanding plays from them. Some good defense, perhaps, but not much to show on the defensive end of things. And Tuan, tried to look for the fake, but to me it looked like he kind of lost confidence and didn't think he had. I think if he pulled the trigger on that fake, he might have been able to get a shot of it. I don't know, though. I'm not a Titan League player. What?
Oh, that's rough. I mean, especially just like you were saying, it was just a slight mistouch, but even then he forced the double commit on Reapers, and they were still in position to score off of it, but then Grandmasters, they bit off more than they could chew. They tried to create an opportunity after it just wasn't going to be a fruitful one anymore, and they committed too hard, and now Reapers have a very solid 2-0 lead early. Oh no, oh my goodness, oh my goodness!
There's 2 people hunting the goalie.
And they didn't even score off of it!
I think if Rocket League
Oh
cars
my.
dream, then that's a nightmare for them. Certainly, as there was just all three players driving at the Grandmasters. Somehow, they're able to work their way through that minefield and avoid getting scored on.
I it was like they both didn't realize they were going for the demo and they looked at each other and they both stopped at the same time. So that really could have been a quick 3-0 lead right there. But oh my goodness, a devastating 50 just could lead to it. But I thought he missed, but Sid still puts it in. And the Reapers, they're back to their game one ways and they are picking up the pace here.
Yeah, that really was another unforced error though, and you can say that the first goal was a very nice goal with the fake from Arrow, and I'd agree with that point, but the next two goals have really just been off big Grandmasters mistakes, and they just can't make these mistakes if they want to beat the Reapers, and furthermore, if they want to have a chance at beating some of the better teams in the playoffs as well. These mistakes are going to be capitalized almost 100% of the time at this level. And we
Oh.
can see it so far as Zin just barely misses a shot, but what a pass down from Arrow. The Reapers look a lot more confident now that they have this cushion underneath them.
Yeah, and not only that, although it could be an opportunity going the Grandmaster's way, and they will capitalize off the quick pass off the corner. But what I was going to say was this is a different Reapers from game two. They are utilizing each other. They're getting passes, not necessarily passes that put you in the scoring and the shooting lanes, but they're just making sure that the ball is working their way towards each other. And even though they didn't get the demo playoff, it just shows that they're more team oriented here in game three, even though they give up that one right there.
I'd have to agree, but we are seeing a little bit more life from the Grandmasters. It's a nice beat in the midfield to the beat on the defender and resulting in a bit of an open net, but still one that actually did result in an outplay, even though the Reapers may have made some mistakes. They are able to get one back, and now the Grandmasters making this game a little bit more doable, but still a lot of work to be done, and even more if Zin is going to be that fast on the attack now. Reapers going up 4-1.
Yeah, I mean, Ghost, he just gets beat out on the backboard, and there's nothing Tuan can do right there. Even if you got a lot of boost, Zin is coming in flying. And every time Zin has been up for an aerial to put a shot on, he's been hitting them. He hasn't really been putting any slow rollers or lobbers on the net, and he's just been burying them. And Grandmasters, they just got to find an answer here for Zin, because every time Zin's taking a shot, he is pretty much hitting it. He's got 3 for 4 here in game 3, and accuracy not a problem anymore for Reapers as far as game 3 is concerned.
And we saw almost, well, it was a very similar goal in game one, at least. Zin just beating out the defenders and getting that shot on target. And if you're the Grandmasters, you just can't allow him to have those free shots. You can tell you cannot put faith in him to miss those since his accuracy has been on point, at least in games 1 and 3 here. But now it's a lot of work for the Grandmasters if they even want a chance at coming back in this game. Arrow gonna get a nice 50 there. With 1 minute to go, quite a bit to be done. The double commit from the Grandmasters trying desperately to get the ball out of their half, but to no avail. It looks like the Reapers will be in a position to take this game, although that was a bit of a suspicious 50 there.
Yeah. Definitely not what they were looking for. But again, even when Reapers make a slight mistake, the 1 goal Grandmasters did get this game, they deserve, but there could be 2 or 1 or 2 more opportunities that the Grandmasters could score on, as Insanity was looking for the double, but just couldn't quite find it. But the Reapers, they're making the tiny mistakes here in game 3, but Grandmasters are just not quick enough. They don't have the spacing, they don't have the boost to try and capitalize off these micro mistakes. And again, Reapers are kind of getting away with it here. They're playing a hell of a lot better than they were in game 2, but doesn't mean they're not playing without flaws. And Grandmasters, last time they lost, they came back and they won, so they'll be looking to game 4 here.
Yeah, the Grandmaster's not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. And like you said, the Reapers are making mistakes. I think it might be a little bit more difficult for the Grandmasters to notice those mistakes when they just have to have this constant fear that Arrow's going to come out of nowhere or any player on the Reapers and just dunk the ball into their own net. They know how aggressive they are and they know that sometimes they have to just be faster, but they are getting opportunities to slow down the play, pass, and they really just aren't connecting on the shots that they need to so far. If they can start to turn this around, then they have as good of a chance as any team. But what do you think from a standpoint? Is it just mechanical, or what do the Grandmasters exactly need to do to try and capitalize on these Reapers' mistakes?
I was actually just about to bring that up because I was going to say we've been talking a lot about the Reapers playstyle, what their success is to win. But realistically, for Grandmasters, they got to get Mitch on the ball. Mitch is a very mechanical player. He's a high level ones player. If they can get Mitch in a scoring opportunity with some boost and give either utilize the space to pass it down to a teammate or try and go for a solo play because Mitch is known for the solo plays and he hasn't gone up for one air dribble, one ceiling shot, one flip reset, anything. He just hasn't been a factor on offense. I think he got a goal in game number 1, but it was just a bog standard goal. And from a stylistic standpoint, I don't really know if Grandmasters as a whole just don't have enough boost to get the job done, or if it's a chemistry, a comms issue. But either way, they're not getting productive touches on offense. And I'm thinking at this point it's got to be boost because if Mitch had boost, he'd be doing a lot of crazy things with the ball.
I'd absolutely agree. And I mean, this is just a one-off anecdote.
Why?
Okay, I thought that was going to roll into the net. This is just a one-off anecdote because I can't really say for certain how Mitch has been playing the entire series, but I do remember seeing him having a free opportunity in game 1 where he kind of, well, he actually just straight up missed the boost and just looked a little bit awkward, and I feel like he might just not be feeling that confident. Maybe nerves are a bit of a factor, but I'd have to agree. We know that he's a spectacular player, and when he can get these touches, he is crazy. Okay, let's hold that thought. What is happening on the Reaper's end of play right here?
I don't know. It's just been chaos all around, and Grandmasters are going to be first to capitalize. But there's been uncontested backboards on 2 offensive drives for both teams, and eventually the Reapers get clustered, like they have a pitfalls of doing so, and all 3 of them were just on the left side. And I don't know what was happening on the Grandmasters defense or the Reapers defense, but again, the Reapers may have won game 1 and game 3 in dominating fashion, but it's a best of 7 series and each game is unique.
The Reapers need to be careful here. You mentioned those backboard misses, but I don't know if you mentioned the fact that I saw one of the Reapers, not on this goal, but on the previous one of the Reapers had a free opportunity to clear the ball, and Insanity opted for the double touch off of his own backboard instead.
Yeah, not quite sure what the move was there. Maybe he thought an opposing player was in the air, but I mean, credit to Grandmasters, at least for the second goal. I will say something that they have been consistent with all series is the kickoffs, and I believe Mitch was on the kickoff right there, and every time it has basically gone the Grandmasters' way. And the one kickoff goal that Reapers did score, Grandmasters did win it, but it just ended up coming straight back to them. So if they can get some free goals off that kickoff, get some comfortability, get some momentum going their way, although here's a double commit, but Twan's still able to get back to it, still dangerous. Off the backboard, 3 players up, nobody touching it productively. And I don't know, Grandmasters, they are playing a hell of a lot better though, I will say.
They are playing quite a bit better. Now with this 2-goal lead, I mean, they certainly won't want to let up the aggression, but if they can just avoid getting scored, well, all right, I'll let the match talk.
But again, it's another mistake, and I'm not even quite sure how Twan hit it like that. It's like it phased straight through him and ended up flying off the corner. But I mean, realistically, when the game is in chaos mode, nobody's knows what they're doing. They're just rushing their touches. The edge kind of goes to Grandmasters for some reason. Although at the kickoff, another huge save. Twan stepping up on the defense this time, but when the game is chaotic, the Grandmasters are taking control, but hold on a second. Nobody able to stop Arrow from the mechanics and the double tap.
Oh my goodness. And, you know, it looked like for a second that the Grandmasters were back in control, but I'd have to say that any match with this much chaos is going to favor the Reapers. They are just, that is where they seem to thrive. And Arrow there with an insane angle on the double touch, showing why he is at this level and why his team is one of the best in tie-in. And, well, you know, Bagels, we don't always have the highest quality of matches when we cast together, but one thing's for sure, we definitely get the most content-filled series. This isn't even Forbidden Temple yet.
I know, we get some high offensive output, and this is going to be another one as a bump attempt was coming out in the backfield. Not quite sure who it was on, but Twan trying to do some dirty work on the Arrow, forcing him to go up early. And Zin actually getting bumped out as well.
That's some good control there from Ghost, recognizing he has space and able to flick it past Arrow, who was kind of forced into an awkward position where he had to challenge. And the Grandmasters, they haven't
Oh my.
had much of an opportunity to come back after losing out on their leads, but this time they will immediately regain their own lead. And now with 2 minutes left, game still is in their favor, but I have a feeling there's a lot more chaos bound to occur. This one's gonna go up the side. Arrow looking for the astral pinch, won't quite find it. Zin looked like wanted to try and get the pass, but Insanity decided he didn't have enough boost to follow. Wisely hung back now. This one actually almost a beat there by the Grandmasters. Not quite able to get it.
What?
And this one's just rolling into the net. Mitch,
Oh, wow.
I think he thought someone was behind him, so he didn't have to go. But fortunately for the Grandmasters, they narrowly avoid getting scored on. Now on the other end of things, Ghost has a shot. Won't quite be able to put it on target, but Grandmasters gain more opportunities in this game than it seems like they have the entire rest of the series. A minute and a half, and they just have to try and hold on to this lead.
Yeah, but again, there's just been no semblance of control here. Both teams, as opposed to the other games, or game 2 at least, there was a lot of teams giving up control, and the open net, it's still open even after Midge bumped the first man off the air dribble. And again, there's just no control here in this game. The rotations are all over the place, teams overcommitting left and right. And you were absolutely right, Merely. We may not get the best quality of Rocket League, but we get the most chaotic, the most goal heavy. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's always something. And oh my goodness.
No way. Wait.
Imagine though.
Okay. Yeah, I really don't know what it is. Don't tell me. Okay, this won't be a goal for the Grandmasters, but I don't exactly know even what to say about what's happened. It seems like the Grandmasters on that play, really no Titan players should ever be double committing that hard for a ball. Of course, it still happens, but it seems like the Grandmasters maybe just tried to lean into the chaotic playstyle as it was favoring them for a short period of time. That time it definitely did not favor them, and now, a tie game is not where they want to be. And the Reapers have been showing that they are playing well and they're going to make the most of these attacks. Sin trying to clear this one off. Tuan won't quite get the best touch. And Mitch sending this one through the pre-jump by Arrow. Connected, but just lightly, and Grandmasters will retain possession. But on the other end of things, Arrow coming through like a freight train, gets it past one, and that's going to be a shot. Insanity almost gets the touch. It's still high over the backboard. Tuan has to make a touch. He barely gets it out. Arrow this time, though, will keep it up. Opts to let it drop for the 50, but only 50 is the ground on 0 seconds. And what a way to end the regulation for both teams. Now Grandmasters starting off with the attack. Ghost trying to come through. Can't quite get that one on target. And I honestly don't even know who this overtime favors anymore. I think this one can really go either way, but this is a pivotal moment for the Grandmasters if they're going to go down 3-1 or if they'll be able to come back here.
Yeah, this is definitely a big swing game, and I thought they were going to get it done off the kickoff again. The Grandmasters winning the kickoff. They seem to have absolute control. That's the only semblance of control they do have is Arrow going for a flip reset. Insanity up. All 3 Reapers players up. Luckily, they got a 50 to block out the offensive attack, but yeah, this is definitely a huge swing game as the midfielder was demoed. Zin, can he get back in time? He couldn't figure out which way he spawned, and the demo comes back to bite him, and the demos were ramping up here in Game 4, and Grandmasters now gotten 2 goals that way, and they will take Game 4 2-2 in the series.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what the Grandmasters were looking for. Nice demo on a bit of a sitting duck in the Reapers player sitting there in the midfield, and all they had to do was put that ball on target. Something that honestly they've kind of struggled with for a good portion of the series, but this time they make good on it, and that'll be enough to give them the edge and take this game number 4, keeping things just as close as we expected. But moving into the next one now, how do you adapt to a game like that? What's your game plan going into Game 5 after Game 4 was full of so much chaos?
I honestly don't know. I mean, I can tell you from a Grandmaster standpoint, I think the issue definitely was the boost. The Grandmasters got boost here in Game 4, and they were able to get off of defense much more effectively. But for the Reapers, they They were trying. They were trying so hard on offense. There was 3, 4, 5 infield pass attempts, and either it was met with a player rotating back, not trusting the pass, or the pass was completely off target. It wasn't even close. And even from when I was on the team, that was a big part of our scoring was passing to each other. Finally, one somewhat within the realm of Insanity's reach. Can they capitalize off the backboard? Arrow here, he gets the shot, but a bigger save from Twan, and they were able to figure out a passing drive right there, but they tried so hard on the passing, and I think eventually they got frustrated, and they triple committed essentially twice, and that's how they lost the game. They were all upfield, and the demo came out, and nobody was back because they were trying so hard to create an opportunity where there was none.
And that's a big thing to look for in any game of Rocket League. That's a huge shot, and Twan won't be able to get up to it. Insanity gonna stop off the scoring here for game number 5. That one might have been savable, but it was a tough ball.
Yeah, I mean, I think Twan, he pushed out a net ever so slightly, perhaps expecting Ghost to get the double touch. Maybe he communicated that he wasn't able to get the touch too late in Twan. That's why he pushed out ever so slightly. But again, it's just the micro mistakes. If Twan is another few feet back, he's able to easily make that touch. It's a much easier touch for him to make, but now Reapers again capitalizing off of a Grandmaster's mistake. And it seems like there's not too many mistakes that are not being uncapitalized on. And Mitch, can he find the mechanics? Yes, he will. This is what I was talking about. You give Mitch boost, you give him space, and he dominates.
And he's finally there for it. He might have even had an open net, although Arrow could have gone back, so the double tap, definitely a wise choice. And you could tell he was confident in his ability to hit that the way he went for it. A beautiful finish, and now the Grandmasters finally getting a very nice goal of their own, hopefully boosting some of their confidence. They just need to try and build off of that now. 1-1 scoreline. This can still go either way. All going to be sent high in the corner, and Sandy trying to get a touch out. Actually a miss from Twan there on the backboard. His teammate will bail him out. And now Mitch on the counter attack. Twan trying to get that touch. Gets it to Mitch. Almost back. That one will bounce center awkwardly, but it's in. Barely gets there in time. Now here comes Arrow. Doesn't have that much boost to his name, but gets a low 50. Mitch looking to make something happen once again. Looking for the air dribble. Gets it past 3. Almost gets it past the last. Sorry, I can't count properly, but just got so excited with that. Almost air dribbled that one, coming down once again. And the Grandmasters, it looks like their offensive prowess is increasing. These shot opportunities look much more deadly, and they just look more comfortable in the Reapers' half right now.
Excuse me, yeah. And the Reapers' mistakes from double committing. Oh, here we go. I was just about to say is they just might get one here from the Zin air dribble into the double tap pinch. Double commit or not. I was going to say most of the double commits for Reapers have been on offense, and another one right there, but luckily it works out for him.
Some nice control in it. It looked like the defender there might have been forced to jump by Arrow. I know he was lurking around there. But either way, that's kind of a hard ball to read. You can't be certain if that is just going to be a 140 kph pinch or if it's going to roll as it did, but either way, good shot placement from the Reapers, and almost another one as an insane save off the crossbar by Mitch. That one looked like it was going bar down and in, but Mitch's there to save the day, and he has been showing up here in this game 5. You can tell he does not want to get sent home. This one sent high over the backboard once again. Mitch is back once again, but Insanity there for the follow-up, and that one's in the top right. The Reapers now starting to pick up the momentum once again.
Yeah, and it's just been precision shooting minus the game number 2 there where they just couldn't hit a shot. But realistically, Arrow hasn't been involved on the offense besides that one triple touch off the ceiling. It's been Zin and Insanity putting in the top left, top right, just powerful shots that the Grandmasters can't get to. But at the same time, it looks like, I mean, I haven't really called them out yet, but it looks like Twan's just, he's having a rough day on defense. His spacing with his teammates isn't coordinated and not really in the right spot overall, but a big 50 from Ghost just could get the lead, but Zin, he's playing out of his mind in this series. He didn't even get credit for a save, but he keeps his team alive with a 2-goal lead.
You know, I don't think that one is going in directly off the crossbar, but there wasn't really another Reapers player around for quite a distance, and if that ball had bounced as it was going to, that surely could have been a huge scoring opportunity for the Grandmasters, but that save there is just ridiculous. Off the crossbar, barely reading it, and sending it to the side. I mean, you can't really ask for much more in that position. And the Reapers maintain their 3-1 advantage in style. And this ball passed once again, and here comes Arrow. We'll get demoed, or we'll get a demo actually. That looked strange on my screen. But now Twan will have an opportunity. Tries to get this one out to Ghost, but Ghost just a little bit too low under. The pass was not quite as precise as they would have liked. Now the Reapers with a minute left are in kind of a familiar position. Seems like the games where the Reapers win, you know, they're just kind of popping off and get going on this train of momentum that the Grandmasters aren't able to slow, as that one almost goes in as well. And the Grandmasters surely don't seem like they have the same goal scoring potential as Arrow puts in another goal here, and that should be the dagger for Game 5.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a tough spot for Mitch to be in, and realistically, that's a really good pass from Insanity. He gets the pancake pass off the backboard. He sent it right back from when it came, but it was enough to throw off Mitch on the backboard. But again, I actually feel like this is a game, as the Reapers will get a 5th winner here. I feel like this is a game that the Grandmasters should have won, because the first 2 minutes, I didn't really get a chance to talk about it, but the Reapers were double committing on offense this whole series, but they haven't really been double committing on defense. And the first 2 minutes of this game number 5, the Reapers were panicking on defense. They were double committing left and right, but Grandmasters, they couldn't capitalize off of it for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. And they let Reapers get back into this game. They let them get back into the pass-heavy play style, just the utter dominance, beating the individual touches out. And I think if Grandmasters get another goal, maybe even 2 more goals in the first 2-3 minutes, this is a completely different Game 5, because Reapers ran away with it after halftime.
It really does seem at a certain point, if the Grandmasters aren't able to score, then the Reapers kind of gain confidence throughout the match and start putting up goals of their own. But I'd have to agree with that assessment. The Reapers did allow quite a few opportunities in the opening minutes, just the Grandmasters not able to capitalize, as Zin coming from the ceiling to the pass to the ground pinch almost gets it, and there will be a 6th goal. All right, some stat padding there. Maybe just going for MVP at this point.
You know, it seems like as long as the Reapers are using each other to score, it seems like they're capitalizing more often than not. But again, just a garbage time goal. That goal doesn't really mean anything at this point. But again, going back to that opening minute, I was really expecting that Mitch double tap to be a huge momentum, a huge pace setter for the Grandmasters. And when the Grandmasters were on offense, it looked great. I'd have to kind of go back and watch why they weren't able to capitalize off of the Reapers double commits. But I was really expecting the team to rally around that Mitch double tap. But again, I hate to point him out, but it just looks like Twan is having a tough time on defense here in this series, either missing touches, getting some touches that are going back the opposite way, not making the reads off the corner. There was a big pass play between the Reapers that was fast. It's a hard ball to read, but it's a read that I expect Twan to make, especially after playing against him. And I think, honestly, all Grandmasters need is Twan to step up on the defense, get some quality clears, get some touches to each other, because we saw what happens when Mitch gets the ball. He showed up, he's got 530 points, he was 2 for 4 shooting, and Ghost is just a midfielder. His job's just to push it down the field. But if Mitch gets boost, gets possession, it's just as dangerous as Arrow having the ball with a lot of boost.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen that from him in this game, especially with the double tap. When he has those opportunities, he almost got the air dribble as well. When he has the opportunities, he looks scary, but at the same time, he can't do it all by himself. And you can't just win the game in the offensive zone. They have to be a little bit more solid on that defensive end of things, as Twan looks for the flip reset, goes low. Sin barely getting it past. And if the Grandmasters can fix this defensive errors, then they're definitely still in this series. But now, being down 3-2 and having to win 2 in a row, it's only going to be more difficult for them. As Twan looking and channeling his aggression, I guess, into the demos there. Did get the double demo, but it won't quite lead into anything, as Arrow gets that touch off, and on the counter attack, Insanity's going to be the one to put this in, and the Reapers score.
Yeah, this is just a tough spot for Mitch to be in. You have to expect Arrow. He has the whole right side of the net to shoot at, and he actually ends up hitting the backboard, but that could have been the best possible thing, because Mitch was absolutely expecting a shot on net and Insanity with the cleanup. And realistically, the first time that Arrow has been involved in a really good offensive play for the Reapers, because Sin and Insanity have been doing a lot of work here, but if Arrow can get involved here in Game 6, this could be a big clinch game. But at the same time, Merely, it's Forbidden Temple. I'm expecting at least another 5 goals.
I was just about to bring that up. We might have gone our Forbidden Temple a little bit early in the series, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see even more antics. As Mitch going for the double tap, almost finds it, and it's still dangerous. The Grandmasters might have a chance, but the follow-up is too far away. Mitch going for the sidewall, looking for the read. He gets the touch, but it's not quite on target. Oh my goodness, I thought that was about to go on target. Still, the Grandmasters looking scary, and they look like they really want to go to this Game 7. They're finding this offensive presence, just can't quite score yet. Mitch sending this one clear. Ghost waiting down, but won't quite be able to get the touch. Arrow gets the pass down, and that was so close to being a highlight play. I don't even know why Arrow was there, but almost able to make something happen. And this is a moment, Bagels, where the Reapers, you know, they're feeling confident, surely, but this could also be the moment where they start feeling a little bit too confident and start to give the Grandmasters some opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what happened when they started overcommitting there in Game 4. They tried to force too many opportunities after the passing plays didn't work out, and the passing play worked to perfection right there, and I think it was Insanity just missed the open net, and this is a big swing here moving into halftime as the Reapers, they're starting to double commit on defense. All it takes is one more mistake and the Grandmasters will tie it up. But again, Mitch was on offense. He set up 2 solo plays and he broke down the defense, but the second and third man were so far back from Grandmasters that they couldn't capitalize off of it. But Ghost looking for a solo play himself, still trying to work it out of the corner, but they're trying to get the highlight reel plays, and they need the highlight reel plays, but they can't get the job done, and it still cannot find in the net for the Reapers.
Ghost showing up so huge. He almost scores that double tap, which would have been legendary. And even though he misses it, manages to get back on defense and make the double save when it matters most. This is only a 1-goal game because of him. And the Grandmasters, they're so close, but so far at the same time. They just need to try and find something here. With less than 2 minutes left, Arrow going for the flip reset. Won't be able to make contact, and Twan now hang this one down, and Sandy has to make a good touch. But Twan off the ceiling with an insane read. Manages to dunk the defender. That one's high off the backboard. Mitch could be there for the shot. Gets the pass down. Zin just barely saves it, and the Reapers staying alive even further, but the Grandmasters are so close, and you can tell that they do not want to go home right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing really solid on the offense. They just need to get a slightly tighter second and third man position, and they will be ready for those 50s, these touches off of the Reapers backboard. But they've definitely cleaned the defense up a little bit, and Twan getting a huge save off to the side, but they got to do more than defense at this point. They got 1 more minute here to try and tie it up, and the Reapers, they're making mistakes. They just got to capitalize.
It's so close. Arrow beats out the defender. This could be an open net if he can beat the last one. Mitch does get beat out, but the shot won't be on target. And here comes Ghost, gets a touch middle, down to Mitch. Arrow barely getting there in time, and now Twan forced to make a good touch. Can't get the best one. That one's gonna lob on target. Ghost doesn't get the touch, but it will still barely be off. Now this surely should be a scoring opportunity, but Zin can't make the touch. The shot is slow. Ghost keeps it out.
What is happening?
Arrow can't get the follow-up, and the net is open again. Why is the net open?
Oh no. It's just so much chaos, and Ghost, he goes off looking for boost, and I'm not quite sure what happened to Twan. I don't know if he got bumped or if he didn't have boost. Maybe he was faking it. But, I mean, realistically, the Reapers should have scored 3 times over, so I guess it was expected to be scored at one point, but you can't leave the net after a flurry of shots like that, and you can't give a free backboard to Arrow either, and it's Sanity, but another huge save, but it's too late at this point. They're down 2 goals with 10 seconds left, and they got to get something right now with the flick. Oh!
There's 5 seconds left. It won't be doable. The Reapers will be taking this series, but to their credit, the Grandmasters, you know, even if the Reapers weren't as precise as they could have been, they stayed alive with some incredible saves for much longer than it seemed possible. And at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough to take down the Reapers. They're known for their aggressiveness and they're known for their play style. And in this time, they're able to get the 4-2 win. Zin coming up clutch for the Reapers as well, replacing Snaq there. But credit to the Grandmasters, they did a really good job in the games where they did win, shutting down the Reapers and just weren't able to get that finishing touch.
Yeah, I just have to feel like if the Grandmasters played slightly better defense, not necessarily just stopping the goals, but just getting better touches to each other, getting better clears, because it wasn't necessarily that they were giving possession away and the Reapers scored right after it. It was just positions where they got locked down on defense a lot longer than they needed to be, and probably were wasting a lot more boost than they needed to be wasting. And that's probably why we didn't really see the Grandmasters offense rise up until game 3, game 4, game 5 even. And we didn't even see Mitch be able to get popped off until he hit that double tap in game 5, I believe. And I think that's part of the problem. They just didn't have enough boost coming out of defense. And I mean, realistically, the Reapers just put an offensive showing on them. I think there was like 3 games where they scored 5 goals or more. And the Reapers, they are known for their offense. But at the same time, moving into the semis, again, this is what I've been saying about my own team. They got the job done, but they didn't make it convincing enough for me. It realistically should have been a 4-1 or 4-0. But that being said, the crystal ball prediction, I was right. 4-2 Reapers.
That was a spectacular prediction. Honestly, the highlight of the series for me. But even though it was another 4-2 win, man, this is what I love about best of sevens. Even when it's not a series that comes down to one deciding game, it still feels like it was incredibly close. And to their credit, the Grandmasters made a lot of these games very close. It was a intense series, a lot of ups and downs for both teams. But at the end of the day, the Reapers come away victorious, and they will be moving on to face. Do they face Blizzard or Venganza? You
They will face Venganza now. And actually, I don't know why this popped into my head all of a sudden. I will elaborate back on that point in a second. But shout out to, oh man, I think Squirrel subbed in here somewhere, and there was 5 gifted subs. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. But that being said, somebody gifted 5 subs. We'll shout them out at the next break. And or Ultimus. Ultimus was the man who gifted the 5 subs. Thank you, voice in my ear, aka Crippist. Um, and thank you to him. But that being said, the Reapers will move on to play Venganza because Blizzard will play the lowest remaining seed, which means the winner from Wednesday's matchup between Lions and Bananas will be the decider there. They will be going on to play Blizzard. And, that being said, Venganza is not an easy matchup, but I am happy we're playing Venganza instead of Blizzard.
Yeah, you never really want to play Blizzard, but eventually, if you win enough times, you will have to. Venganza will probably prove to be enough of a challenge for the Reapers. That one should also be a very close series. But until then, we'll have to hold off on that one. The Reapers looking forward, and the Grandmasters looking for next season, but they can't be too disappointed in their results. Making it to the quarterfinals is no easy task. And once again, a great showing from both teams. A very enjoyable series to watch. And also, thanks for casting it with me, Bagels. Like always, we had an interesting series on our hands.
Yeah,
And
we definitely did.
we are running
Ready for
slightly
some more.
behind schedule, so we will be back very shortly, back into the Novice League actually for our first Novice playoffs of the season. As Vandals are taking on Ignite. We'll be right back after just a little short break when Krippus brings us back. Thank you guys for watching once again, and we'll see you soon.